A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Some of you, a little bit of sunshine. Boy, if it would just be a little bit warmer along with that sun. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Jonathan Dent, and nice, cool drive in this morning, John.
A little cooler than cool.
I had to laugh because I don't know how many folks run into the same problem that you had this morning driving down the road and those little pebbles of ice rattling around in your tires.
Yep.
It's one of those days. We've had a few of them that have been pretty chilly all in a row. Fortunately for us, we had a whole lot of warm weather to enjoy over the past several weeks. And it looks as though once we get past this week, I think we're going to warm up again. We're looking at temperatures moving into the 30s next week, which will feel definitely like a heat wave.
I was going to say warming up into the 30s. That doesn't.
Yeah, doesn't make much sense.
Sound very warm.
No. And had the opportunity to talk to a couple people down south. One of them in particular, my son, who is down in Mobile, Alabama. And I think, I don't know if I mentioned it to you or not, but this morning in Mobile, Alabama, right on the Gulf Coast, 24 degrees.
Really?
And it was raining.
Oh.
Yeah.
Raining.
24
degrees.
24 degrees.
Okay.
Yeah. And when it was hitting the ground, you know what it was doing.
Yeah.
And, of course, they had ice pebbles just bouncing all over the place, too. And to add insult to injury, again, he knows how to drive in crazy weather. But everything is shut down. Schools, businesses, even gas stations. I mean, and there's nobody on the road at all. And he didn't really want to go out on the road, even though he knows how to drive.
It doesn't much help you if the people around you don't know.
Don't have a clue. And then I was looking around some of the other locations down south. New Orleans this morning, it was below freezing. Dallas, Texas, it was 15 this morning. Now, we're not talking wind chills. This is on the thermometer.
Yeah.
Del Rio, down in Texas, 24 degrees.
Really?
Del Rio, Texas.
Wow.
Now, if you get the map out, that's right on the border.
Yeah.
Mexico and Texas. 24 degrees this morning down there. Louisville, Kentucky, it was 10. Santa Fe, New Mexico, it was 10. Salt Lake City, Utah, 16. Great Falls, Montana, well, you'd expect that to be cold. That was 9 below zero. Sioux Falls, 7 below zero. Fargo in North Dakota, 2 below. Bismarck, North Dakota, 9 below. Minneapolis, St. Paul, 2 below. Ironwood, not to be outdone, 10 below. So kind of chilly. Des Moines, Iowa. A lot of talk about Iowa and how cold it was for that voting that went on yesterday. They woke up this morning in Des Moines to 9 below zero. Omaha, Nebraska, it was 4 below zero. Denver, 6 below zero. Just unbelievable how cold all the way down to the Gulf Coast. They're going to warm up tomorrow. Well, they're looking for a high down there of 38 this afternoon. So whatever, but then again, it's going to drop right back down to 28 for a low tonight down there. And then warm up to about 40 or so tomorrow. And we're talking down in Mobile, Alabama. And moving into next week, they'll be talking 74, 75 degrees.
I'll take that.
Yeah. But can you imagine what that's doing to your head?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I mean,
oh, yeah.
That God created sinuses for a lot of reasons. And I think that's one of them right there. Well, we're going to peek out at close to where we're at right now, I think, on the thermometer. What do you have, Jonathan?
Right now, out at the airport, cloudy skies and 11 degrees. Downtown Midland's looking at 12. Here at Radio Center, we're also at 12, but a southwest wind at 18 miles per hour, gusting up to 30. Makes it feel a little bit colder than that. We've got a wind chill of -7 going right now.
Oh, 2 is what we're looking at for a low tonight. The winds will die down, but still be about 12, 13 miles per hour out of the southwest. We are going to see glimpses of sun as we go through the day. We do have a number of cities right now that are reporting mostly sunny skies. Caro, as an example, sunny skies and 12. For some reason, that just doesn't make any sense. Port Huron is 14 with sunshine, light snow in Saginaw right now, and it's 12. Midland is cloudy and 12. You get over on the west side of the state, the Grand Rapids area, Muskegon area, down around that part, they're talking snow, but that's usual this time of the year. They usually do accumulate a little bit. And then up north, of course, the snow isn't going away up there. They continue to be adding another inch or two a day, just simply because of lake effect, which is kind of unusual to have lake effect when the wind is coming out of the southwest. But that northwest corner is where they're going to get the snow, and they're going to continue to get more snow here over the next several hours. We're not going to go without a chance of snow for the next several days. Matter of fact, we'll have a little bit better chance of seeing more accumulating snow, especially in the southeast corner of the Lower Peninsula and along the Lake Huron shoreline once we move into Thursday night and Friday, because there is going to be a big system, the one that's responsible for everything that they're getting right now down south with the cold air. That's going to be moving up from, let's say, the Florida Panhandle up into and around New York City over a period of about 3-4 days. That's going to push back at us. So far eastern sections of the Lower Peninsula could see some measurable amount of snow once we roll into Friday. But the weekend, partly cloudy, Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures low 20s. That's what it looks like for the weekend. But then Monday, clouds will be moving in. 32 is our projected high temperature for Monday. And after that, the long-range outlook to take us all the way through the 29th is for temperatures to be above to much above normal. So we could very easily be seeing 40-degree temperatures to end the month of January. But along with that is going to come above normal precipitation. So even though it might be upper 30s, 40 during the day, it could drop down to about 28, 27 for a low at night with above average precipitation. We're looking at a pretty good possibility of seeing some heavy wet stuff again.
Freezing and all that fun stuff.
And all that stuff. And my ribs are still hurting from all that shoveling on Saturday morning. Well, that was something else. Normal high for this time of the year is 29. The average low is 16. So that gives you a pretty good idea how below average we are. Record high in the state. It was the warmest ever for actually for the 16th. The record is 53. That was set back in 1949. The warmest ever 16th was set back in 1933. Our high was 50, so it wasn't quite as high as our record, but our low was 38. So the average, that made it the warmest ever. The coldest ever was back in 1994. Our record is 12 below zero, set in 1982 and in 1994. The coldest ever in 1994, January the 16th, our high was 2.
Ooh.
And our low was 12 below zero.
I don't know that we even got down to 2 on the thermometer today.
No.
It feels like it, though.
Matter of fact, you have to go back in 2023 to the period between January the 31st and February the 1st, where our low temperatures were below zero.
Okay.
It was 3 below zero on January the 31st last year. And on February the 3rd, it was 1 below zero. So, but that was the coldest that we had last year.
If we're looking at ending out January on 40s, I'll take that instead of the -3s to end out January that we had.
Because a year ago, that's what we did. In about the first 6 days of February last year, we were really cold.
Yep.
Very, very cold. So in a nutshell, that's how everything is shaping up as of right now. Cold snap. It'll continue for the next few days, and then things will warm up just a little bit. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, who do we have?
We'll be heading over to the Andersons, talking with Abby Terwilliger about our market report today. The markets are open again after being closed yesterday. Then we'll head over to Oppenheimer and talk with Doug Klein. All of that's ahead. But first, the weather report today brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth. Those Farmall tractors, they're ready to get the job done. I think a few of you might want one of those loaders right now to kind of push and pile up whatever snow you've got. We're a long ways from the end of winter and hard telling what's going to happen. Well, that big Farmall tractor or the small one can get the job done right for you. 35 to 140 horse, that's what they're working with. And Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth will match you up with the right Farmall tractor. Anywhere from the value-packed compact Farmall A to the deluxe compact Farmall C and C Series with cabs. The tractor does it all, so no matter what you're doing, Can-Do comes in red, and it's called Farmall. See them today at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. We say good morning to Abby Terwilliger. Abby, how are you?
Doing well, Terry. How are you?
Much better than the markets, huh?
Yeah, opened up not too bad, but it is not looking overly pretty at the moment.
Yeah, we just couldn't hold whatever positives we had much. It looks like wheat is having a really tough day.
Yeah, wheat is. They came out with the numbers on Friday that are they increased our ending stocks a little bit, or decreased our ending stocks, I should say, a little bit, and then that started off on a little bit of a high today, and then the export demand is just, or lack of export demand, I should say, is just crushing the market right now.
And it doesn't look like we're going to have much of a recovery anytime soon from that government report that came out on Friday.
Yeah, that was not favorable for any farmer in the U.S.
So what are you telling people these days? What's on the board?
On the board right now in Hemlock, we are $3.78 for corn, soybeans $11.63, red wheat $4.79, white wheat $5.34. For contracting out, right now we are at $4.12 for corn for harvest 24, soybeans $11.33, wheat $5.33, red wheat $5.33, and white wheat $5.93. So, I mean, numbers aren't looking great, but something to always keep your eye on, getting those forward contracts done.
So hopefully we've set the base now.
I really pray we have.
Abby, you take care.
Make my life a little easier.
A lot easier, yeah. And a lot fewer phone calls, too. You take care.
Yeah.
Have a great day, Abby.
Yes, thank you. You as well.
You bet. Abby Terwilliger over at the Andersons. Up next, we've got Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. Market report brought to you by the folks at the Michigan Corn Growers. Want to remind you, 10th anniversary of the Great Lakes Crop Summit. That's coming up at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, the end of the month here. Matter of fact, I think it's the last Wednesday and Thursday of the month. So check it out. 10th anniversary means a lot of great speakers. It's always a great event, so check it out. Great Lakes Crop Summit, 10th anniversary at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. And by Kryjak's House Family Restaurant. Got to supply the food for an event coming up? Not a problem. Just give them a call at 989-894-5531. They're also a great place to dine in, too. So if you want to reserve a table, it never hurts to do that. Just give Krizak's a call. Corner of Cass in Michigan on Bay City's south side. Say good morning to Doug Klein. Doug, how's things shaping up?
Well, the dollar's a little bit higher today. That's probably putting some pressure on the markets. Trading a little over 103, so that's not great. What else? The Fed Governor Waller talked today, and he was, I don't know, he was a little bit negative on interest rates and thinking that they might not be as nice to us this year as the market expects. The market's kind of pricing in 5 or 6 interest rate cuts this year, and our guys in New York, they're thinking more like 2. So that could be spoiler, for the stock markets. Who knows what becomes of that? But of course, that always affects the dollar. So we're looking at 11 different government reports tomorrow on Wednesday. The mortgage applications, retail sales, import prices, export prices, industrial production, manufacturing, business inventories, housing market, and then the beige book from the Federal Reserve. All those things are coming out tomorrow. So that's going to be a big day. Not much came out today. Empire Manufacturing was the only thing that came out today. So, yeah, that's what's going on. It's kind of mixed on the grain markets, though. Soybeans are actually trading a couple cents higher, so that's nice to see. But everything else kind of still in that bear market. I would say soybeans are probably also still in the bear market. So anyway, March corn is 443 3/4, down 3 1/4. The July corn 464 1/2, down 3 3/4. March soybeans 1226 1/2, up 2 1/4. July soybeans 1245 1/2, up a penny and a quarter. The March wheat is 578 1/2, down 17 1/2, and July wheat 602 1/2, down 16. So crude oil is down a little bit today, considering that we, bombed that Yemen quite a bit. You would think that it would go up, but I'm thankful for small miracles. Crude's at 72.55, down 13 cents. Heating oil is 271.23. That's up 4 1/4 cents. Gasoline is 215.25. That's up 3 1/4 cents, and probably should put us around 280 at the pumps. So guess we're kind of close to that. Natural gas is 250. That that bounces over, down 11.5 cents or 4.3%. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3464 Canadian. That's up 40 ticks. The dollar buys 146.97 yen. That's up 124 ticks, and that's getting up there again. As in the yen is getting cheaper again. So we'll have to see what happens there. The euro's at 108.79, so that broke under 109. That's down 69 ticks. And again, the dollar's at 103.23. That's up 83 ticks. Gold's at $2,037.10, down $14.50 an ounce. Silver's $23.10, down 23 cents, and platinum's at $907.70, down $13.40.
All right. You have a good one. Get a breath. Talk to you later. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Jonathan, who do we have coming up?
We're going to take a quick break, then we'll be talking with Jerry Samolsky from Bay Landscaping and Garden Center.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. Yeah, they're ready to go for 2024. Mr. Farmer, are you? Do you still have some questions? Well, Vic Huffer, who's a certified crop advisor, is available. All you got to do is just give him a call, or better yet, just stop by and say hello and find out how they can serve you in 2024. They're your Dairyland Seed headquarters for the corn and the soys. Freeland Bean and Grain, serving you since 1983. We're serving you is their business. Jerry Samolsky on tap with us right now, Jonathan.
Yes, indeed. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we doing today?
Hey, we're doing real good. We're trying to stay warm, Jerry. I think I might have to cut down one of those trees.
Yeah, no, don't cut down those trees. Hey, you know what we do to stay warm this time of year? We think about warmer, better, more flowering things. Tomorrow we're having our annuals event. We're going to talk about different annuals that we'll have for purchase next spring. And we have an early order program so you can guarantee get what you want to have and it's delivered on time for you. But that's tomorrow. So if anybody's interested, give us a call or look at our website and email us, or there are a lot of different ways to get a hold of us now. But, you know, this time of year is time for planning, and that's what we do. We plan for putting our annuals in our containers and in the ground, and you plan what you want to do, and you're usually better off than having a knee-jerk reaction and finding something and just buying it, bringing it home and saying, now what do I do with it? You know, that's okay too, but we'd rather have you think it out a little bit. So this time of year, we have people think about annual flowers, and that just warms you up.
Yeah, it sure does. Now, again, it's going to be tomorrow. What time, Jerry?
Tomorrow, 6 o'clock at the Saginaw Bay Yacht Club, not the Bay City Yacht Club, but Saginaw Bay Yacht Club in Essexville. And just call and let us know you're coming. We'll love to see you.
Yeah. Great. Jerry, take care. We'll talk to you again.
And just think of flowers. It'll keep you warm, Terry.
It sure will. Talk to you later. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Coming up Thursday and Friday, Jonathan, Clearwater Farms is going to be having their Organic Expo. That's going to be out in the Caro area at Clearwater Farms. So if you'd like more information on that, you can just Google Organic Expo or CWF Organic Expo and get all the information. Speakers on Thursday, trade show on Friday. We plan on broadcasting from there on Friday. Our broadcast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Jonathan, why don't we take a quick break and then we'll be right back. A lot of conversation a month or so ago about the farm bill, the farm legislation, and also the government shutdown. Matter of fact, Jonathan, when you were working in the newsroom, we heard a lot about it. Then all of a sudden, you don't hear anything more about it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, farmers are a little concerned about that government shutdown and the delay on the farm bill. Let's find out more.
We are once again hearing talk of a possible government shutdown in D.C. Sabrina Halverson talks with one ag leader who says that continued threat of a budget shutdown is toxic for ag businesses.
With the threat of a government shutdown once again looming, Speaker Mike Johnson faces pushback from his own party over a potential spending deal with Democrats. National Cattlemen's Beef Association Vice President of Government Affairs, Ethan Lane, is watching the situation closely.
To a certain extent, this is such uncharted territory to have a narrow majority and a substantive group of people in your own party that basically aren't willing to take yes for an answer. They find fault with any deal that's struck. What they really would like to see is a shutdown in some cases. They're largely unconcerned with the economic impacts to their own rural constituents in some instances.
Lane says the roller coaster of continued national budget instability is having a damaging effect on farm businesses.
It's always a strain. Just like market volatility has been a big story in the cattle industry over the last few months, political instability also is detrimental to the business environment. If you don't know whether the government's going to be open next week, it's very difficult for you to plan in your business and do all the things that you need to do to be successful. So absolutely, instability, volatility, those are words that are always going to be toxic to a business environment, particularly a small business environment where they don't necessarily have capital to weather long-term shutdowns or massive market shocks. We've seen that time and time again over the last few years, and it's no different looking at these circumstances in front of us now.
While Speaker Johnson has his work cut out for him just a few months into his new position, Lane says it would likely be the same struggle no matter who carried the title of Speaker.
Along with us now to take a look at the New York market, see what's going on there, Steve Anderson from Baird & Company. Steve, what are they doing to us today?
Well, today we've got some weakness going on. If we want to call weakness cold, it's a cold snap in the markets too. Dow Jones Industrial Average right now is down 197 points at 37,396. Volume is 337 million shares. NASDAQ's down 29 at 14,944. Volume 453 million shares. Stocks of local interest, we've got Caterpillar 288.43 down 198. Deere 387.36 up 85. CMS 58.57 down 47. Dow is 52.89 down 48. DuPont 73.52 down 201. Corteva 45.77 down 34. GM 35.44 up 18. Trinzio 5.77 down 40. Walmart 161.63 down 31. Huntington Bank 12.32 down 20. Independent Bank 25.03 down 2. AT&T is 16.51 down 3, and CMS is 58.53 down 43, up 43. Excuse me.
I'll take that. Okay, you can quit right now. Up. All right.
Yeah, I found one to stay up on, so
there you go.
We'll quit on up.
Steve, you have a great day. We'll talk to you again soon. Okay.
Thank you. Sounds great to me. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Steve Anderson over at Baird & Company. Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors made easy. 800-234-3280 or go to steinertractor.com. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude with the playing of our national anthem.